Let's just start with this massive disclaimer. This is all a massive internet joke. Don't go to Area 51. It's a military base. You will be trespassing. And best case scenario, you'll get a heavy fine for trespassing. So I took a week off from the internet, went to VidCon, met a bunch of you guys. I get back onto the internet, and what do I see? I see 1.2 million people are going to Area 51 with the reasoning of, let's see them aliens? Really?
E.T. phone home.
It's a valid reason. People are curious. People want to see them aliens. I understand that. Why am I surprised though?
I like how they said they can't stop all of us. Let's see them aliens. Like, when I read it, I was like, hell yeah.
It definitely caught me off guard, that's for sure. It's a good meme, and social media influencers and celebrities, they're enjoying it. You have like Lil Nas X, Young Thug, Mason Ramsey, Billy Ray Cyrus making yet another Old Town Road remix.
Hop up in my Razor.
Maybe when it finally goes 16 weeks on #1, we can finally stop hearing this song. Then you have Lil Mayo just being Lil Mayo. And then you have BB No Moolah and Young Gravy. They've also hopped on that Area 51 gravy train.
Just gravy mayo. Ray gun like his halo.
But what's the game plan to rush Area 51, you may be asking? Well, you see, our boy, BlackPaint_ on Instagram has the game plan. The basic idea is the Kyles form the front line. If we feed them enough whey powder and Monster Energy drink and say that anyone in camouflage is their stepdad and the entire base is made of drywall, then they will go berserk and become an impenetrable wall.
They should be blasting Eminem, by the way.
Oh, yeah. They definitely forgot that. Blasting Eminem needs to be added. And then you have the rock throwers who will throw pebbles at the inevitable resistance. We don't want to hurt them. We just want to annoy them enough to not shoot the Kyles as often. While this is happening, the two Naruto Runner battalions will run full speed ahead with north and south flank and use Shadow Clone Jutsu, effectively tripling our numbers and overwhelming the base, which is the red circle.
Is it jujitsu?
No.
Oh.
Jutsu.
What's jutsu?
Jutsu.
What's that?
Have you not seen Naruto?
Bruh.
Well, you see, I think that's a good plan, but we can do better than this. It is a meme, but we can do better than this. It was someone else put together this image, but there's no attack plan, so I'm gonna be winging an attack plan for us, boys. We got Kyles with the Monster Energy drink buff, smart. We got the anti-vax kids. They will rush first and block the bullets because they're dead anyway. Then, we got people armed to teeth, not so smart, because guns are not gonna help in this situation at all. If you've played Modern Warfare 2, you know the government has AC-130s, and if you look at this map, there's no cover. Wait, while a chopper flies over wherever we are. Oh, what the
What?
A pelican! Yo, speaking of the government, this is what they have. So you guys, all they need to do is put guns on the side of that and we'll have a really bad day.
Or guns on the side of a pelican, the bird, like that.
But as I was saying, unless you guys want an even worse day, leave the weapons at home. Moving on, we have the Naruto Runners. That's very smart. Definitely if they use their shadow clone technique.
Think about how much money we put into our government. These really think they can run at Area 51 and not get absolutely annihilated.
See, that's why the shadow clone technique comes into play. Then you have the Karens. The Karens are the ones who are bringing the anti-vax kids. Don't be confused by them screaming, let's go Johnsons, or let's go O'Reillys, or let's go Parkers. They're just rallying their anti-vax kids. They'll also confuse the guards by drinking wine and holding up big signs saying live, laugh, love.
Imagine an actual riot going on somewhere and there's like people holding up signs that are like relevant to the riot and there's just like Karen moms holding up signs that just say live, laugh, love. That's my future goals.
Next on the list, we have crackheads. Because I think the goal here is just to move them from Skid Row to the middle of the desert so downtown LA real estate can go up a little bit more. Then you have the rock throwers. This group is walking a thin line since as long as they keep throwing pebbles, they will be fine. I don't think the US government will respond in lethal action as long as it's pebbles. But if the rocks being chucked increase in size, they could cause everyone to be mowed down with a drone controlled by a single person on an Xbox controller. Next up, we have the furries. Hopefully they just die out in the desert because only a moron would put on a fursuit in 110-degree desert weather. And then finally, you have the rest of us. We'll sneak in from the side, safely, grab ET, and run. Now that sounds like a plan. Hannah, thoughts?
Sounds pretty good.
What do you guys think about the strategy? Please write a comment down below if you have any alternative strategy or another strategy that you think could be better. I want to read through some of your strategies, and maybe if there's enough funny strategies, I'll make another video just going through the strategies on this video. But let's see what's actually waiting for anyone who decides to run at Area 51 unironically, because if you guys haven't gotten it until now, this is all a joke. But first of all, the US Air Force responded saying, the Nevada Test and Training Range, of which Area 51 is a part, is an area where Air Force tests and trains combat military aircraft. Any attempt to illegally access military installations or military training areas is dangerous. I love how they're just like, it's dangerous. That was their response. They don't tell you what's dangerous there. They're just like, yeah, it's dangerous. Don't go there. You know what? Maybe it's better off to not find out what's dangerous there. But basically, if you want to know what's really there, you have thousands of tripwires all over the place that respond to footsteps and vehicle rumbling. With those, you have the infamous camo dudes, who are contracted to basically arrest and detain any trespassers of that area. Also, there's signs all over the place saying that deadly force is authorized behind this line, even for a misdemeanor offense. Meaning, they can basically shoot you if you just cross the line unarmed, without any repercussions.
All right, just to put things in perspective, this is what happened when a licensed tour guide accidentally drove past the line.
On May 28th, it happened to driver Dennis Ryan and his 4 passengers, all of it recorded inside and out. The video shows Ryan and group having a good time, zipping toward the edge of Area 51. At precisely the wrong moment, one of the tourists asked Ryan a question about sports books. It was just enough of a distraction that he blew right past the warning signs and kept on going. After 45 seconds or so, Ryan started looking around, wondering where the camo dudes were.
Was it a white truck on the...
Less than 2 minutes after crossing the boundary, the passengers inform Ryan that the white truck is right on their tail.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that. Both on each side of the vehicle, there's a gentleman that in full military garb gets out. The one on the passenger side, he had a full automatic rifle.
This is probably 200 meters past the line, and from the line to the military base itself, it's about 50 imperial miles, or 80 kilometers of desert wasteland, and this is a licensed tour guide with tourists in the back of his car that did a slight mistake. But what happened to the tourists?
What'd they say? You went over the line.
You went over the line that you are trespassing on military installation.
Inside the vehicle, the tourists, a couple from the UK and a mother and son from the East Coast, thought it was all part of the tour, actors playing their parts.
Well, we're going to let your company know that you took us the extra mile, that you put us into this situation, and they were just as much, they thought it was part of the whole process.
But they soon learned it was no act.
No, those are the men.
After Lincoln County deputies arrived, the driver and passengers were pulled out, cited for trespassing, and given court dates. The projected fine, $650 apiece, and a misdemeanor conviction.
This is absolutely unacceptable.
Co-owner Will Tryon contacted Lincoln County DA Dan Hoagie and tried to get the out-of-state passengers off the hook.
We were afraid that they would issue a bench warrant for these 4 people and turn our good tourists into criminals.
Imagine being a tourist and your tour guide does this big oopsie, and then you have to pay $650 and show up to some local court. But thankfully they ended up dropping the charges on the tourists and only fining the tour guide. But on September 20th, I'm sure they won't be as lenient due to the fact that more than 1 million people said they will be running for the military base. Also, the military isn't even the only worry for these quote-unquote Naruto runners, because heat exhaustion and lack of water for a 50-mile desert hike would also be some pretty big worries. But they really mean business when it comes to Area 51. Duh, it's a military testing base.
So in conclusion, don't go past the line entering Area 51. But if this video does get 50,000 likes, I will go to the border of Area 51 and report what happens on September 20th.
I'm sorry, what?
This video probably won't hit 50,000 likes anyway. Don't worry, Hannah.
You big crazy right now.
But on that note, if you're new here, I welcome you to my channel. It'd be awesome if you subscribed. If you dropped a like on the video, it would help the video out a ton. And also, please let me know what you think of all of this in the comments down below. And also, please drop any strategies you have on how you would rush Area 51 in the comments down below. And if you want to follow me outside of YouTube, you can find me as Atozy on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be down in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
97 Leo killer, about to pull a trigger, never switching up. I just wanna go and get it with my friends and spend it, cause I go and get it if I want. I don't wanna second guess it, living in a second, and you coming second to the one. Lately I've been accurate, just wanna bag your necklace, I don't have a second, gotta run. But I recommend this life is what I wanted, made a little bit of progress since we started. I don't think I gotta say I go the hardest, I've been thinking about my future, go the farthest. I think I